Fine for being a few minutes late could be construed as harassment by the magistrate.
Yeah, but he's on bail for serious drug offences, Mr. Walters.
So I'll warn him about being late. Do we have to take this any further?
He's supposed to report at 9 o'clock every day.
Look, he's 20 minutes late. I don't see the sky falling in.
Yeah, but it's a breach of his bail conditions.
Never run late in your life, have you, Constable?
Not 3 times in a week, no.
And if he did, I'd want to know why.
Sergeant Croydon?
Mr. Walters. All right, we'll release Mr. Walters' client, but if he does it again, he's up before the magistrate.
Mount Thomas Police.
Pleasure to see you again, Sergeant.
Okay, now try not to touch anything and we'll send someone down straight away.
Can we clean up now?
No, we're going to have to take a look around first.
I must get ready for lunch.
Well, we'll need a statement from both you and your daughter, Mr. Chen.
But our customer will be expecting.
你唔想佢哋捉啲賊咩？
哎呀，我哋唔想咁多麻煩啊。
Put a sign on the door. We can't pretend this didn't happen. Look.
Lucy, isn't it?
Mr. Chen?
So it was you who called us?
Dad wasn't going to.
You work here too?
Yeah.
This is my boyfriend, Ben.
Right, well, we'll need to take some photos of that before you clean it off.
How do they get in?
We kicked the window in above the back door.
Anything taken?
Not that Mr. Chen's prepared to tell us about.
The restaurant is Dad's whole life. He starts at 10 a.m. Most nights finishes after midnight.
I have built a very good business for my daughter to take over. My customers are really happy.
So you've never had any trouble?
No.
He thinks he has to put up with the racist yobbos and their stupid cat jokes.
Any particular yobbos?
That group in the other night? They came in late after the kitchen had closed, but they insisted on being served. Dad cooked up a big order. He's always trying to please. But then they refused to pay.
Did they give any reason?
Said the food was no good. Went on about Siamese cats.
My food is always freshly cooked.
Why didn't you report it?
Oh, they have too much to drink. Make their tongue lose control.
You're a very tolerant man, Mr. Chen.
They went when I asked them to go.
Give me any names or a description?
No.
I can tell you.
Middle-aged and balding could match half the town. Never heard of any anti-Asian groups around? Oh, let's try and keep it that way, shall we?
Could always try the RSL.
An organisation of which I've been a member since before you dirtied your first nappy, Cooper.
Sorry, boss, can I get a signature?
Thank you. Sounds like our balding gentleman and his friends are a bit full. I'll try the pubs.
They wanted me to open the kitchen at 11:30 at night.
Any idea where they went?
I told them to try the Roadhouse, but Dano said something about going to the Chinese.
Dano?
Yeah, Dan Benson. He was here with a mate and his wife.
Excuse me, we're looking for a Dan Benson.
Not supposed to talk on duty.
I'm Detective Egan and this is Detective Hashem, Mount Thomas Police.
Benson,
Don't look much like a cop to me.
You tell me where you were around 11:30 last night, sir?
I could. Don't know if I want to.
Just answer the question, please, sir.
Look, I know my rights, pal, so mind your bloody manners.
Were you at the Golden Star restaurant?
Oh, the old chow complained, did he?
His name is Mr. Chen. I'd like you to come down to the station.
You know, some of us work for a living. 40 hours work for 40 hours pay.
Now, you can either hop in the car, or I can charge you with hindering a police investigation.
This way?
Mount Thomas 607 to VKC.
Go ahead, Mount Thomas 607.
Requesting permission to switch to back channel to converse with Mount Thomas Station.
Switch to back channel, Mount Thomas 607.
Do you copy, Mount Thomas?
Switching channels now. What is it, Nick?
Is the boss around?
Yes, he is.
Well, I've been involved in a bit of a prank.
Oh, is anyone hurt?
No, but could you organise a tow truck for the other vehicle, please?
Get the details. Tell him I'm on my way.
Nick, the boss is on his way.
Is he in a good mood?
No, Schultz, I'm not. Where are you?
The roundabout on Derby Street and Park Crescent.
Come on, Patterson. I'll need someone to carry the paperwork.
What happened at the restaurant?
Me and me mate Max and his missus ordered some chow, but it wasn't up to scratch.
So you complained?
Told the girl the meat tasted funny. Sent her back.
What did she say?
Gave me some lip. Said there was nothing wrong with it.
Did anyone else taste it?
Max. He reckoned it wasn't beef. And he used to be a butcher.
Where were you last night, Mr. Benson?
The dog's with me mate.
Max.
No. Monday's me dog's night. Max and Celia always stay home. Celia reckons it's the only time they get the house to themselves. Well, you know what women are like.
So who were you with?
A bloke called Joe Wilson.
Did you see anyone at the track in New Year?
I go to look at the dogs, not the people. Sometimes it's hard to tell them apart.
And after the races, where'd you go then? Between midnight and 5 in the morning.
I went back to Joe's, had a few, then I went home.
What time was that?
Oh, don't know, about 3, I suppose.
Does Joe Wilson verify your whereabouts?
If he's sober yet.
Just because you're a policeman doesn't mean you're right.
Madam, are you aware that when you enter a roundabout, you must give way to the vehicle already on that roundabout?
You weren't on it then.
Really? Then how do you think the collision happened?
You came speeding up after I got on.
Would you like me to answer your phone for you, or are you up to it, do you think?
Hello? Sorry I didn't get back to you. Yes, I'm still in Mount Thomas. Some buffoon of a policeman ran into my car. Call you later.
He's trying to blame me, and it's all his
I was
fault.
proceeding along the roundabout when she entered without giving way.
Constable Patterson will take a statement from you.
Well, I'm not letting you push me around because you're a policeman.
If you'd just like to give me the details, miss.
Marilyn Spillane, and it's Ms.
I've got a witness to the whole thing.
Sasha? I was lucky she was walking by.
It wasn't quite like that. She was in the car with me.
You were driving around with a civilian in the passenger
I was
seat?
just giving her a lift.
You know the regulations. You're a sales rep, are you, Ms. Spillane?
You should be with clients, not here.
Well, I suggest that you make a brief statement now and come into the station tomorrow and we'll get the details.
And so you can scheme against me.
So you can calm down before you make any false accusations.
I'll be there.
Oh, yeah. Look, I'll go and get a bus. I mean, I should have done that in the first place.
No, it's not your fault, Sash.
Yeah, but I got you into trouble.
No, it'll be okay. Look, I'll have to give you a ring later, all right?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. Bye.
There, when you finish there, get some photos of the skid marks for you. Righto. I'll see you back at the station. This had better be good.
Well, I'm afraid I'm going to have to disappoint you.
It's no joking matter. Well, are you going to attempt an explanation?
I just popped in to see how she's going. She hasn't been in a car since Billy died. I was just taking her down to the supermarket.
You know the rules. You are not allowed to drive around with a civilian in the car.
I was just trying to help her.
Well, you can help me and spend the rest of the day doing paperwork.
Putting a human face to the force.
One of these days, that lip of yours is going to get you into trouble.
It was a pretty stupid thing to do.
And that stupid thing will go into your accident report along with your explanation to the district inspector.
Now, wait a minute. That accident was not my fault.
Doesn't matter. Your police licence is still suspended till this matter's resolved.
Well, how long is that going to take?
As long as it takes. Now, you can work with Patterson and help in the office. And Nick.
Yes.
It's a fine line sometimes between being sympathetic with someone who's having a bad time and getting emotionally involved.
Her husband only died a month ago. I just dropped in.
Just keep it in mind. How'd you go?
Benson's mate confirmed his alibi. They were at the Dogs in St David's and then drinking together till about 3.
Convenient. Any prints at the restaurant?
Nothing usable, no.
Terrific. Mr. Benson? Free to go.
About bloody time.
We might need to speak to you again later.
You mean hassle me again later?
Boy, Maggie. Nick not coming in tonight.
A few things to do.
Oh, yeah, what's her name?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with having a social life, is there, guys?
No.
That's for the beer.
All right.
Hey, boss. Joe, where is Nick? Instead of being later. Has he been seeing much of Sasha Peters? Oh, he's been out at night. Would you say their involvement was friendly or more than friends? Shouldn't you be asking Nick about this, boss? I have warned him about the dangers of becoming involved with a woman who's just lost her husband.
Well, if he is seeing her, it's not at home.
Well, maybe you could have a quiet word sometime.
Boss, 4 possession charges in St David's overnight.
No?
Apparently someone's selling stuff cheap.
Why would you sell it cheap when you can make more money?
Market share? Same reason the Americans sell their wheat cheap.
You've been studying the business pages, have you, Adam?
I might if people would return my paper.
What's your paper? Oh, you can make mine white with 2, thanks, mate.
You've been out visiting widows.
You listen to too much gossip.
Attractive young woman loses husband. Is consoled by a sympathetic cop.
Well, it's nice to see you've got an imagination after all, PJ.
Sympathy turns to comfort. Next thing you know, you're in between the sheets.
Get a grip. Who are you talking about, mate? You or me?
I'm just saying it happens, matey, that's all. And if you want my advice, you should stay away.
Oh, that's choice coming from you, the man known for his sensitivity. You tell me, what would you like me to do? I'm terribly sorry your husband's dead, dear. Good luck with the rest of your life.
Can't win whatever you do, mate.
No. No, I'm glad someone agrees with me.
Mind you, she's an attractive woman.
PJ, just had a call from Mr. Chen.
Want a break-in?
Assault.
Sounds like Dano doesn't know when to quit.
It's no big deal.
Someone was waiting for him outside.
He jumped me, then took off.
Did you recognize him?
No, it was too dark, I couldn't see.
Go outside.
Where were you when this happened?
And you listen to me, Ben. If you're covering for someone, matey, they might come back.
I'm not covering for anyone.
You must remember something. Build, hair, no? Lack of hair.
I don't know.
You don't know. You don't know? Or you're just too frightened to tell me?
I don't want Lucy getting hurt. Do you understand?
Thank you for all the trouble. Please accept this food as a token of our appreciation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chen.
Thank you.
Yeah, didn't say what it was.
Looks like black bean sauce. Smells all right.
Try some, tell me what it's like. Nick, front counter.
Hi, are you busy?
Yeah, sort of.
Oh, I was just wondering if you could drop over sometime, you know, have a chat.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just having a bad day. Could do with a friendly face.
Well, I'll call by after work. Can you wait until then?
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Very thoughtful of you, Cooper. Compliments of Mr. Chen, boss. Soy sauce?
Young Ben wasn't very helpful.
Protecting his girlfriend.
Do you think it was Benson?
Oh, beating up a kid would be his style, yeah.
Bring him in.
No, give him a longer leash.
Okay.
Nick, you got a minute?
Now I know what you're going to say to me.
Good. I don't.
And with respect to you, what I do in my own time is my own business.
Not if you're walking into a minefield and nobody's warned you.
She's an old friend.
Who seems to be leaning on you very heavily.
That's the idea of friends, boss.
Look, I'm only saying this because I've been there before myself. Happens to most officers at some stage. We deal with people when they're traumatised and vulnerable. We see them at their worst. That intimacy can sometimes fool people into believing there's something there that isn't.
We're not involved. It's just social.
Well, that's all. Oh, tell Cooper to bring in the soy sauce, would you?
I'm going up to hospital with Dad. Can you stay?
Yeah, sure. He's gonna be all right.
How do you know? We should have stopped them.
See if you can find the weapon. There might be some prints.
Yeah, rightio. Did you see his face? It looked real bad.
Ben, Mr. Chen said the money was gone. Now, how much does he normally keep on the premises?
3,000 or 4,000. More on the weekend.
Now, Lucy said something about stopping them. Who was she talking about?
She thinks it must have been the same guy.
Was it? Ben? Is it the same guy who bashed you?
I can't say. They'll come after me.
Ben, whoever did this will go to jail for a long time.
You don't understand.
Well, try me.
It was that Benson guy. He jumped me outside. He said if I told anyone, he'd get Lucy.
Could you identify him?
Yeah.
I stayed to do some account. Then I woke up and went home. I remember I left some food out, so I went bed. The back door was open.
Any cars parked outside?
I was worried about the money, so I rushed inside to see if it was still there. I turned on the light. The money was gone. So I ran back to the kitchen. That's when they hit me.
Was there more than one person?
They told Holiday.
It's okay. Almost finished.
I'll get you a cuppa.
Before my wife died, Lucy was studying science at the university. She gave up her studying and helped me in a restaurant. I'm teaching her everything. She will take over the business.
Is that what she wants?
Sometimes young people are in too much of a hurry. I'm worried that because of this trouble, she do not want to continue the family tradition. I hope you will find this man and set her mind at rest.
Will you be able to manage the restaurant without him?
Ben will have to cook. It's going to be pretty hairy.
How long before your father will be well enough to go back to work?
I don't know. It could be quite a while. They said Dad might lose the sight in his eye.
We're about to charge the man who sold to Ben.
Who?
He didn't tell you? Dan Benson.
Did he say anything else?
No.
I'm glad you caught the jerk.
I have a statement from the victim saying you assaulted him outside the restaurant.
It's not true.
You also threatened to assault him again. Have you told anyone?
I was home in bed the whole night.
Would you have any objection to some officers looking around your house?
Bloody oath I would.
Even though you got nothing to hide?
I don't care. Do what you like. I had a few things to touch up.
Like the walls of the Golden Star?
Well, maybe I was going to pay the chow back. But only because you were blaming me. Someone else got there first.
So you admit you were there last night?
Up the road. I saw the ambulance and police car, so I went home.
Well, broke in to get the money. Surprised by the old man, hit him over the head. Then you went home.
No way.
I'm charging you with assault and intention to cause malicious damage.
Well, I'm not going to say another word till my solicitor gets here.
Here you go, Max.
Oh, thanks, Adam.
Oh, there she is, the queen of the roundabout. You can handle it, thank you, Maggie.
Yes, how can I help you?
I'm here to make a statement.
Before you do, could I have a word? Please.
I'm not changing my statement.
I've been looking at these photos of the cars and the skid marks. Senior Constable Schultz and the witness claimed that they were here before you entered the roundabout. You claimed they hadn't entered.
That's right.
But their skid marks are parallel starting back here, and yours start here outside the roundabout.
Well, he was moving fast.
So he travelled this distance, about 25 metres, in the time it took you to travel 5.
I suppose so.
Requiring him to be travelling at a speed of about 300 kilometres an hour.
I see.
Perhaps you'd like some extra time to make your statement.
Perhaps I was mistaken.
Perhaps you were. Constable Patterson will find some forms for you.
Have a seat.
Miss Spillane has decided to change her version of what happened.
How'd you manage that?
Geometry. You're back on traffic duty.
Good on you.
That's traffic, not taxi. I hope our discussion from yesterday is well remembered.
Sergeant Croydon.
Mr. Walters, back again so soon?
I have another of my clients in custody.
Mr. Benson, boss.
Oh, rich and varied clientele you have, Mr. Walters.
Being judgmental is a luxury a duty solicitor cannot afford, Sergeant. As I'm sure a man in your position would appreciate.
Doyle, tell PJ that Mr. Walters is here. I have a victim's statement implicating him in the first assault.
With no corroboration.
The client's already admitted intention to cause malicious damage to a building.
You
Mr.
have this on
Walters.
tape, do you, Detective?
No, I don't, but I did make notes at the time of the conversation.
Well, you've got nothing, Detective, and you know it. He hasn't admitted to anything. He's denied all knowledge of the original break-in and both assaults.
I'm not copping anything.
You've heard my client?
Mr. Chen, is there anything else you can remember? Clothing, hair colour?
It all happened so fast.
We found the weapon used to assault you, but we need more information.
Sorry.
Your hiding place. How long have you used that?
Only a few nights.
And who else knew about it?
Only Lucy.
Ben not here to help?
He's in the kitchen, going mental.
Will you be able to manage?
Dad'd never forgive us if we closed. He'd say it was an insult to the customers.
Your dad said that you were the only one who knew where the money was kept.
Ben and me. Why are you asking?
Just routine.
You don't think we had something to do with it?
I do think there's something more to this than you're telling me, Lucy. Isn't there? What happened to the money?
We couldn't pay them back, so they stole it. Couldn't stay in this town anymore. Everyone knows everything.
Where were you planning on going?
To Melbourne. Ben and I were going to get married down there. They knew Dad'd freak, so we weren't going to tell him until afterwards.
And you needed the money?
Ben's brother, Lex, deals a bit in St David's.
Deals in what?
Speed, pills, grass. Ben had this idea to rip off his stash and sell it. He said Lex could afford it.
What went wrong, Lucy?
Ben got the stash and we went to Melbourne to sell it. The first person ripped us off. Then Lex found out it was Ben. Said he needed the money urgently. We couldn't get it.
So Lex put the screws on you and Ben?
At first Lex said it was the guys that he buys the stuff off. Then Ben found out it was Lex. When he told me, he begged me to keep quiet. I didn't know what to do. We couldn't pay him back. I'd never have gotten involved if I knew Dad was going to get hurt.
Can't make me stay here, not without an explanation. Said you'd get one. What's he doing here? Same thing as you, helping us with our inquiry.
We said to get you stupid money somehow.
Okay,
How
settle
could you
down.
hurt Dad?
What do we know about Lex? Well, there's a bit of form. He might lead us somewhere. Rightio. There's a few things you forgot to tell me about yourself, Ben.
Like what?
Trafficking in prohibited substance, being knowingly concerned in drug offences, interfering with the police investigation. Now, you're looking at a big sentence here. I'd like to know about the first break-in, please.
It was a warning so that I'd get the money.
From her?
Lex.
Do you normally go around bashing people to get money?
Who says I do?
Your brother.
He wouldn't have.
We already know that you're a dealer, up to your elbows in debt, and that Ben ripped off your stash.
Got any proof?
2 officers are executing a search warrant at your house.
You can't do that. I have to be there.
Not if your girlfriend's at home.
You broke into the restaurant because you knew that by getting at Lucy, you'd pressure Ben, make him get the money.
The racist graffiti was a decoy.
Prove it.
Shouldn't be too hard. We found fingerprints at the restaurant on the night of the first break-in. We can suspend this interview. Take your fingerprints, see if they match up.
So what if they do? I'm in and out of the place all the time. I eat a lot of takeaway.
Well, that would explain why we found fingerprints on the window above the back door.
Unusual place. Unless you kicked it in.
It was only to put the wind up, Ben.
When that didn't work, you hit him.
He doesn't know how rough these guys play.
But you do. That's why you went back in there last night to get the money.
It wasn't me.
Recognise this?
I didn't mean to hurt the old man. I was only after the money.
Ben told you, didn't he?
No. It wasn't hard to find.
Wasn't hard to find? In the roof? Above the kitchen pantry? Come on, Lex.
Okay. Okay. Ben told me. I thought Mr. Chen had gone home. When I heard him come back, I tried to sneak out, but he heard me. I needed time to get away.
So you hid him?
If I didn't get the money, they would have made an example out of me.
Who would have?
Give me a break.
Tell us who your suppliers are. We might be able to.
I'd like to keep my arms and legs.
You think they'd protect you?
No.
If they do another operation, they might be able to fix it.
Mr. Chen, we've charged the man who assaulted you.
You got him?
Yes. Lucy will explain. Ben? Have a word?
你從來都冇害過人，我唔問心過唔去。
Lucy，無論如何，我都會盡量了解你嘅。
You're in serious trouble, Ben. You and Lucy planned this burglary with Lex, didn't you?
No, we had nothing to do with it.
We know. You told Lex where the money was kept. Now, I can think of half a dozen charges that I can go after you and Lucy with.
All right. I told Lex where the money was, but Lucy knew nothing about it.
Oh, that's another charge. Conspiracy to commit burglary. It's not looking good, Ben. Take a seat. Now, I want the names of the people Lex was buying.
I don't know their names.
You must have seen Lex with someone. Now, give me what you can. I'll help you trial when it comes up.
Lex has got a cleaning business. He let it slide after he got into dealing.
Sounds like the perfect front.
He never talked about it much.
Did he ever mention any customers?
There was a place I dropped him off once.
What, an office? It was a private house?
I don't know, some place on Parsons Road. An office, some legal place.
Well, it can't be that many. Here we go, Parsons Road.
Ah, I know who it is. Just moved premises.
G. Walter's solicitor.
How long has Walters been supplying you? Your brother knows more than you think, Lex.
Bloody idiot.
You're the idiot if you're going to wear this on your own.
We'll get Walters, whether you help us or not.
The magistrate might be a bit more sympathetic if he knows you cooperated.
We'd arranged to meet. He'd give me the stuff and I'd give him the money. That's all I know.
When are you due to meet him again?
Tomorrow morning. That's why I needed the money.
Be rude to keep him waiting. Van's arriving.
Standing by. In position.
What are you doing? You're under arrest for drug offences.
You are not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so, as anything you do say may be taken down and used in evidence against you.
Well,
do you understand this? Do you understand? Yes, yes.
Mrs. Walters, I'm Constable Doyle. This is Constable Cooper. We have a warrant to search the premises. Thank you.
Won't be easy for a man your age to find employment, Sergeant. You won't even get security work by the time I'm done.
You had $5,000 in your possession, alleged to be payment for illegal drugs.
According to whom, the cleaner?
Yes.
Well, this is harassment, Sergeant. You're letting personal animosity interfere with your professional judgment.
We have a signed statement implicating you in trafficking commercial quantities of illegal drugs.
From that pathetic junkie.
What was the money for?
Told me he was in some sort of trouble. Needed a loan, so I helped him out. Hardly an offence, Sergeant.
Unusual place to repay a loan. He claims it was payment for drugs.
And who do you think the magistrate will believe?
How did you think Gregory was involved?
Because of certain information you received, Mrs. Walters.
Mum, what are the little things?
Look, someone's been telling fibs about Daddy. Go outside and play. Mummy said to go outside and play. I'll come up later. Well, why can't I talk to Gregory?
He's still being questioned at the station.
Check outside.
Alexi's convinced he's kept supplies here.
Either that or he's leading us on a wild goose chase.
I'm sending Schultz and Patterson out to give you a hand. Take as long as you need.
Well, you can't narrow it down to inside or out?
Negative.
Lex said he only picked up there once, said Walters made him wait in the car.
All right, go and give him a hand.
Mount Thomas Police. He's kind of busy right now. Now, hold on a minute. Who is it for you?
Senior Constable Schultz. Sesh, look, I can't talk to you now. Can I call you back later? Righto.
Interview concluded at 1700. Do you have any complaints about the way you've been treated while in custody?
Yes, I do.
I'll arrange for the district inspector to be notified.
Or you might also tell him, Sergeant, that I still haven't been charged, nor have I been told for how long and on what basis you intend to keep me here.
Until we've completed our investigation.
Any word from the house?
I can't hold him much longer.
I don't want to lose him.
Well, we just might. Perhaps he's not stupid enough to keep it in the house.
You better find something.
Do you want to play with me?
I can't just now, but you've got some very lovely toys.
Daddy brings me back presents when he goes away on trips.
You're a very lucky girl. What's your name?
Anne.
Anne. Anne, can you think of any special places where Daddy likes to keep things? Like a secret hiding place?
Daddy's too busy to play. But he bought me this doll's house.
Did he? It's very nice.
Sure you don't want to play?
No, I'm a bit busy, Anne.
That's what Daddy always says, but he still plays with it.
Does he?
Even when I'm not here.
You can't hold me here any longer, Detective. I'm going.
Sit down, Mr. Walters.
You can't stop me walking out of here unless you charge me.
We're ready to do that now, Mr. Walters.
With what?
Possession of commercial quantities of prohibited drugs for the purpose of trafficking.
You're out here, possession.
Like to play with dolls, do you, Mr. Walters?
I didn't think you'd come.
Well, I said I would.
Sorry, I'm being such a pain.
No, I said if you wanted to talk to someone, just give me a call.
We're just being polite.
No, that's not one of my strong points, Sash.
Do you like a beer?
Yes, that'd be nice, thanks.
Last night I had this nightmare about the accident. Billy was calling out for help and I couldn't move.
Well, when I lost Jennifer and Zoe, I used to dream about them all the time.
I don't think you really ever get over losing someone you've loved.
Sometimes I still dream of living together as if nothing ever happened.
Did you have anyone you could talk to about it?
I didn't really want to, Sasha.
But you must have since then. Nick, it's not too late.
We'll need to question you further in light of the extra charges.
After my solicitor gets here.
You could make life a lot easier for yourself, depending on what information you provide about your drug connections in the city. It's the big boys the drug squad will be interested in.
I have a wife and family, Sergeant.
So how do you feel about Jenny now?
Oh, she's there. I mean, she's always there. But she's in the distance like it's another lifetime.
You've come a long way.
Oh, I didn't have much choice, Sash.
You know, well, you could still be, you know, drowning your sorrows, blaming the world.
Making myself miserable.
That's what I like about you, Nick. You're so straight.
How am I supposed to take that?
You know what I mean. You get on and do things. No mucking around.
Well, speaking of which, I should...
Yeah, I've wasted enough of your time.
Oi.
All right, then. It wasn't wasted.
Hey, I've been doing all the talking.
It's nice. I feel like I'm finally getting to know you. Would you like to stay for dinner?